Welcome to the ODI series preview for India Tour of Australia. And here we are going to discuss what we can expect from the series and how ready are the teams for the upcoming World Cup 2019. My name is Mandeep Sharma and I have with me Kartik Manchanda and Siddharth Gulati.
Hi, Mandeep.
Hi Kartik. Could you throw some light on strengths and weaknesses of Indian team?
See, this Indian team is only 12 or 13 matches away from the World Cup. So I don't think there will be a lot of tinkering with the squad. India will go on with the winning combination that won the series in UAE and in India against the West Indies. So there are only a couple of pinpoints in the Indian cricket team that they will look to seal the spot ahead of the World Cup, and that is the number 4 sport and of the all-rounder. See, about the as far as the top 3 is concerned, India has the best top 3 in all the ODI playing nations in Rohit, Shikhar Dhawan and Virat Kohli.
Exactly.
And in Australia also, Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli have a phenomenal record. Rohit Sharma in particularly. So at the number 4 sport, the first choice will be Ambati Rayudu. See, India have tried a lot of players at the number 4 spot in KL Rahul, Dinesh Karthik, Shreyas Iyer, Manish Pandya, but no one was able to.
Even Jadeja was also tried at that spot.
Yeah.
He also failed to make the most of his chances.
Yeah, even Ajinkya Rahane. But Ambati Rayudu was first selected for the England tour, and he couldn't join the squad because he failed the UAE test. But he came back to India and went in with his fitness ordeal and just come in and took the number 4 spot on his own. So the number 1 choice will be Ambati Rayudu.
So do you think Ambati Rayudu is the answer for the ongoing middle order puzzle for India?
Ambati Rayudu and MS Dhoni. See, the Indian middle order problem, as you are saying, is because MS Dhoni is not performing to the level he was once accustomed with. So this series, I think, will be a testimonial for MS Dhoni. He will end the debate for once and for all.
Siddharth, Indian team looks ready to go. What would you say about Australian squad? The changes that are that we can see in the Australian squad. So are they going to play any major role in the upcoming World Cup?
Well, since the ball tampering bans of Steve Smith and David Warner, I think it's fair to say that Australian cricket team has gone through an overhaul, major overhaul in terms of even tests and even the ODI sides also. So their first series after the ball tampering ban was against England, in which they were whitewashed 5-0, and Tim Payne just after that series was removed as the captain. Once there's also a staggering stat that since the 2015 World Cup, out of the 63 ODIs, Australia have only won 28 and have lost the remaining 35. So, with Australia recalling back some of the seniors like Usman Khwaja, Sean Marsh, of course, we know he performed splendidly well in the last year. He scored 3 centuries in 7 ODIs. And with Peter Siddle also coming back after a gap of 8 years and 68 days. I think yes, Australia are looking to try different combinations because see, we all know that Australia's I beg your pardon, David Warner and Steve Smith's plans they end this year in March. But at the very same time, we are actually not sure whether they are going to participate in the World Cup or not. So Australia are actually trying a lot of combinations. I think say in the last 1.5 years, Australia have actually tried 26 players who they think, or let's say who they think could be in the World Cup frame. So I think yes, Australia have brought in quite a few experienced players. And I'm pretty much sure that Adam Finch will be expecting a lot out of Usman Khwaja, maybe for that matter even Peter Siddle, to just press their claim. As we all know, Australia is still a very uncertain side, so anything would happen.
Right. So how important is this series for Australia?
I think that every game from here, be it for any team, be it India, Australia, or even England, was scheduled to play West Indies later in the year, and be it any team, I think every ODI from here till the World Cup 2019 is very important. You want to get into that winning momentum, you want to get into that rhythm. And, let's say, going by the current form, we have seen that England and England and India are actually the top favorites, going into the World Cup. So these are just, let's say, the last few as they say, the last few days of the preparation for the World Cup,
Right.
or for the exam that's going to come. So yeah, each and every ODI is important, and I think both teams will look to make the most of it. I think the team winning this series will actually hold a psychological advantage.
Okay.
Siddharth, I would like to ask which players in the Australian team do you think can handle the risk duo of Kuldeep and Chahal? Do you think Usman Khawaja has been selected for this ODI tour?
I think that there will be a lot expected out of Aaron Finch, Usman Khwaja, and most importantly even Sean Marsh. As I said earlier, also that Sean Marsh has been in splendid form in the limited overs. In the last year, he was Australia's best batsman across the format. At the very same time, we also saw Usman Khwaja's exploits in the test, in the Dubai test against Pakistan. Wherein he actually batted out the whole day. Saved the test for them. And Aaron Finch, what to say about him? I think he is a proven performer in limited overs. So I think that a lot will be expected out of these three to handle the wrist spin duo of Kuldeep Yadav and Yuzvendra Chahal. At the very same time, I think these three batsmen can also look up to can basically take a leaf out of Joe Root's scope. I mean, the way Joe Root played the Indian wrist spin duo in the last in India's ODI series in England last year, which England won 2-1. I think this is something that they can learn from him, learn from Joe Root, because it was for Root basically at that moment it was just not about being careful against these wrist spinners. It was basically going more on the back foot and then handling both of them.
And would you call skipper Aaron Finch the most reliable batsman on Australian side?
Yeah, definitely. Going by his record and his statistics, I think he has more than 10 centuries in ODIs. So yes, of course, he is one of the most reliable performers. But at the very same time, I'll have my eyes on Usman Khwaja and Sean Marsh also. But I think these two could be the players to watch out for.
I think Indian team is on roll, and we know how they performed in the Asia Cup 2018. How was the West Indian tour of India was, and considering the historical win of Test series in Australia. So how does this series mean something for India?
It surely does, because playing in Australia is never easy. As you remember, in the concluded T20 series, Australian team had Indian team on the back foot in the first T20, and the second one was washed by the rain, and India came back strongly in the third T20. And Virat Kohli himself said, "You can't take this Australian team lightly in their home conditions." So the Australian team will surely be not playing with the three pacers which played in the Test team, but the replacements which have come are equally strong, I'd say.
And most importantly, I would like to add, what Karthik said, that India have only won 2 of their 16 ODIs at the SCG. So this clearly shows and how much Australia have dominated at home. And with the basically the scene of home teams dominating.
And one of those two victories came in the last game. That they played at SCG.
Yeah.
So guys, do you think Test series? The ODI series will be just like Test series, or will India face some different kind of competition from Australian side?
I would say that India will definitely start as favourites. Owing to the fact that they just won their first ever Test series in Australia, and once again India have a very settled lineup. Starting with Rohit, Dhawan, and Kohli, and you have excellent wrist spinners we just talked about. Then of course you don't have Bumrah. But at the very same time, it presents an opportunity for Khalil Ahmed, Mohammad Siraj, and even Mohammad Shami, who is back in the ODI frame. So even Kohli said in today's press conference that they are looking for 2 backups, fast bowlers for Jasprit Bumrah and Bhuvneshwar Kumar. So I think that yes, definitely India will start as favourites, but at the very same time, owing to the home advantage and Australian players know their home conditions well. I think it's going to be an exciting series, but I would still predict 2-1 in favour of India.
This Indian team is definitely one of the strongest of all-time Indian teams, right?
Yeah.
So, but the team is not only making news for their good performance. There are certain other reasons as well. So, I would like You do comment on KL Rahul and his struggling form and the controversies that are surrounding him.
KL Rahul in the past year has been tried in the middle order in particular. He has been tried at number 3, he has been tried at number 4, he has been tried at number 5 even. So he has failed to grasp on the opportunities which presented around him. And it is on him that India has looked for other options and Abati Raidu has came in. See, the only with 12 or 13 matches to go, I see KL Rahul only as the backup opener for Rohit Sharma and Shikhar Dhawan in case any of them get injured. But in the middle order as of now, I don't see KL Rahul fit into this Indian team.
So how difficult are the times ahead for him? Considering the two match ban on both the players, Hardik Pandya and KL Rahul.
There could be a two-match ban.
There could be a 2-match ban, and I think there could be a 5 or 6 match ban also, because BCCI is surely looking to make a statement out of these two players, and there could be a bigger ban on the duo also.
See, even Virat Kohli also said that, team has this no tolerance policy for inappropriate views. What the views were, whatever the comments were given by both of these cricketers in that talk show. But I think, yeah, of course, as the BCCI also says that, of course, there should be some kind of a no tolerance policy. Yes, there could be some bans, but, even if, that happens, I think India still remains strong. Because, see, Hardik Pandya in these conditions, being a seaming all-rounder, of course, he would have, he would have provided that, that X factor. But I think Ravindra Jadeja is, more than a capable all-rounder. He is a proven performer. So I think, yes, of course, if, of course, they are banned, so, it could be, I won't say it's difficult, but yeah, it'll still not matter in India.
Siddharth, I'd like to counter you on this. See, SCG is a flat track, and Ravindra Jadeja has played against the West Indies and in the UAE, and those were really dry pitches, and he got assistance from the pitch as he is a finger spinner. But on flat tracks, I think for India's perfect balance, Hardik Pandya is a better option ahead of him, because it allows India to play the two wrist spinners.
But
So
I would actually, here I would like to say that, even if India, let's say, if I have to talk about India's, India's combination here, you go with Rohit, Dhawan, and Kohli, then you have Amati Raidu at 4th and MS at 5.
MS at 5.
What if Pandya and KL Rahul are not banned? So this also gives India a chance to bring in both Jadeja and Pandya at 6 and 7. And then you can even play your regular 5 bowlers, in which 3 are seamers. Let's say the 3 seamers are Bhuvneshwar, Khalil, and Shami. And then you have 2 spinners as Kuldeep and Chahal. So this gives you an extra bowling option also. Even I would say you have 2 extra bowling options, and more than that, I think Jadeja, Jadeja is a proven hitter also. He can actually smack it round the park. And most importantly, Hardik Pandya also, he is also developing himself. He's also developing himself into an all-rounder. So I think if of course if there are no suspensions, I think it's an advantage for India. And even if there are suspensions, I think it's not going to hamper India's combination.
So, Indian bowling attack was never this strong. So, what about the Australian bowling attack? Once feared bowling attack, the mighty Australian bowling attack, what happened to it? Why have they lost their mojo?
See, I think, more of it is actually, going to, is because of the fact that, the selectors or maybe the management is, very much concerned about the fitness of their players, especially the bowlers. Like I'll see, even, taking out some stats. Mitchell Starc, since January 1, 2016, he has only played 29 ODIs. Josh Hazelwood has played 31 ODIs, and Cummins has played only 24 games. So, these 3 have actually participated in the test series, in the test format a lot. But, with selectors, giving a reason that if they just want to, preserve them for maybe some important series or not, I think this comes to me as a big surprise, because India series is actually a very big series, given the fact that World Cup is not just too far away. So I think these 3 could have played, but of course Cricket Australia selectors here chose to rest them for the upcoming Test series against Sri Lanka. But yeah, I think at the very same time it presents an opportunity for the likes of Sidal, Jai Richardson. I think he's a very good bowler. for Perth Scorchers,
Billy Stanley.
and Billy Stanley. Plus, I think Jason Behrendorff, who can actually swing the ball in, to the right-handers. So yes, not having Mitchell Stark, Josh Hazelwood, and Pat Cummins does remove that a bit of spice from the series. But yeah, with the backup that Australia has, I think it presents an opportunity for all of them.
So do you think Behrendorff will look to get the wicket of Rohit Sharma?
Definitely.
As their IPL teammates to favor his chances of getting selected in the Mumbai team.
See, I think I don't know about that, but at the very same time, of course, if Australian bowlers can strike early, let's say if India are 24-2 or 24-3, I think it's trouble for India because India's middle order is still pretty much untested. And in MS Dhoni, we have all seen that in 2018 he was in horrible form.
But I'd like to see that happen. The Indian middle order getting tested in this series ahead of the World Cup, because
of course that's
better that it happens here.
That's one of the major concerns that this strong Indian side is having at this point of time. Yeah. So moving back to the Indian side, Karthik. So who is better? Who is the better option? Hardik Pandya or Jadeja?
See, at the SCG particularly, I think Pandya is a better option. Because if you play Jadeja at number 7, then you have to choose between Chahal and Kuldeep. Because India needs to play with the 3 seamers, in my opinion, and those are Mohammad Shami, Khalil Ahmed, and Bhuvneshwar Kumar is an automatic selection at number 8 because he also provides you the depth of the batting at number 8. So, considering there is a no ban, I'll go with Hardik Pandya and then Bhuvi at number 8, and the 2 wrist spinners come in Chahal and Kuldeep, and with Mohammad Shami because he has the ability to pick up those wickets with the new ball.
Okay, so before taking the questions from the viewers, I would like to ask both the members of our team to support their favorite side at this point of time, because as we can clearly see, Siddharth is supporting Australia to some extent, be it their home ground or anything, and Karthik is supporting India like usual. So, so is there anything you want to add to the strengths that this Indian team has?
No, this Indian team,
is there anything else that they are lacking to win this series, or you are too confident that they are going to win for sure?
I have some concerns about their middle order, and I would like to get that tested and sorted after the end of the series. But I predict a 2-1 win for India.
2-1 will be done. Okay. And Siddharth, so how would you rate Australian side?
I think, as I said earlier, that Australia, in their own conditions, of course, any given day, they are a tough side to beat. But, India, possessing a very stable lineup as compared to Australia. So I think that I would still, I would go with Karthik only. It's 2-1 in favor of India.
It's 2-1. So it will be
including an Australian fight.
Okay, so it will be just like the Test series.
Pretty much.
Okay. So this is all from our side, and we are going to address any questions if you have. So thank you so much for being with us. Thank you.